Alex, great to see you as always. My first kind of big picture question is, to what extent do we now have to ask the question whether social media is more of a zero-sum game going forward, that it's somewhat X growth when it comes to that, just everyone in the space can enjoy growth no matter what's really happening?
Yeah, social media has always been a zero-sum game. And I think that we've seen their growth take place while people move from places like TV and movies to the internet and want to be entertained. And so we have had this period where everybody seems to be able to grow infinitely, but no doubt about it, that is going to come to an end.
And in terms of that question we were just discussing with Mike, who is most likely to be affected in a similar way as opposed to being a beneficiary of this, what names are you thinking about? One question was put out earlier that if TikTok was a listed company today, would it be up or down?
I think TikTok would be up. I think that you hear the way that Mark Zuckerberg talked about TikTok as a competitor yesterday in earnings, and I've never heard the man speak about another competitor that way. He said that Facebook was growing fast with Reels, but TikTok was growing faster, and sort of gave you the indication that there wasn't going to be a chance for Facebook to catch up anytime soon. I do think that the Reels versus TikTok competition is going to be a lot more fierce than a lot of people imagine. You know, Facebook is still getting its legs under it. It has 3.59 billion people using its family of apps across the globe. You know, that grew 9% over the past year. It's nothing to shake your head at. But I do think that, like Mark Zuckerberg yesterday made clear, that TikTok is eating Facebook's lunch, at least right now. And until it catches up, it's going to be TikTok's market to win over. But there are still some challenges for TikTok. It's banned in India, for instance. That's not going to help its ability to grow.
So what do you think it means for the big plans and perhaps more importantly, the big spending and losses in the metaverse when the legacy business here is slowing?
Yeah, it's an absolutely crucial question. And I think over the past couple of days, if not weeks, we've heard conversations from, employees and analysts and journalists that Facebook should stop investing as much in these metaverse platforms, in virtual reality and augmented reality, and focus back on its core, because that's its, main business. And I think that's completely wrong. I think that's short-sighted. For me, for Meta, it's metaverse or bust right now. We've seen the core business. We see what it can do. It's hitting a ceiling. And so the question is, how do you reinvent yourself over again to remain relevant, not just for the next year or two, but for the next 10, 20 years? We saw Microsoft do it with cloud, right? They had to deprioritize their core business and Windows, push cloud forward. Everybody thought that they were nuts at the time. Internally, people couldn't understand it. And now the only reason we're speaking with them is because they were able to pull off that reinvention. And I think it's the same exact thing for Facebook. It's not going to make a lot of sense in the near term, but in the long term, that's the way. Because if that's what Mark Zuckerberg is saying this company is headed to in the future, right now it's make that move or don't even try. It's a time for choosing for this company.